This is my mooching setup right here. This is what I've been using. This is an 8.5 foot, 15 to 25 pound medium heavy action rod. I've got it spooled up with, I believe this is 40 pound braid. I prefer braid as my main line. I've been using it for a long time. This is a Millionaire Classic Daiwa. This isn't a super expensive setup or anything. I mean, it's got some quality to it, but it's not, you know, you're not going to break the bank getting something like this. At the end of this, I have the P-line swivels. They've got like a 3-barrel swivel and a snap clasp on the end. And I add these for extra action for the twirl, especially like when you're fishing. Because I can use this rod, I can slap this in the downrigger, and I can also mooch with this. So I put this swivel on here, and I can hook that right up to my flasher and have my leader and my squid ready to go. And you're not going to get twisted up as much. These things are expensive though, I will tell you that. So if you're trolling, you can have this on. You're done trolling, unclip your flasher, roll your leader around it. You got this, you're ready to go. You can come right over here. Now most mooching that I do is done with a 5-ounce banana whip. I think this is generally enough weight for around here. If the current's too strong, you might consider moving a little bit shallower or just moving positions completely. I think 5 ounces should be plenty. So you take this guy and you clip this on the swivel side of the banana weight. The chain is for your leader. The chain is for the twirl in the herring, so you don't get twisted up and you don't come up with a big mess, because that happens a lot. So then, for my banana weight, I prefer to use fluorocarbon leader, really long leader here. So now what I'll do is I'll tie my double hooks down here, and I use a simple egg knot. I don't know if you guys are interested in watching me tie knots. I think that might be kind of boring for everybody in the room. But just a simple snell, double hook snell, or an egg loop will work just perfect here for 2 hooks on the end. And so the reason I have this nice 8-10 foot leader is for a couple of reasons. I like to get my bait away from the weight. I think that the farther away from the weight you're going to be, I think that it shies the fish away. The other thing is when you catch a dogfish, you got this big long leader on, you catch a dogfish, you just cut it right above the hooks, then you tie your 2 more hooks on there, and you can get 3, 4, 5 leaders out of this without having to retie your whole setup. You can just keep adding 2 hooks onto the end of it, and then when it gets down to about 4 feet, I cut the whole thing off and throw it away, and start back over with an 8 or 10 foot leader. The only downside to this is that if you hook one when you have the 10 foot leader on, it can be kind of an issue with the net if you're by yourself. It looks kind of silly. What you do is, my preferred way of hooking these guys up is you take, this is what's referred to as the trailer hook, the one that's on the bottom. You take your trailer hook, and the easy way to remember this is, everything happens on the high side of the bait. And what that refers to is, you see you got your bevel here. This would be referred to as the low side of the bait because it's the low side of the bevel, and this would be referred to as the tall side, the short side, the long side. So everything happens on the tall side of the bait. Okay? So you take your trailer hook, you come down through this belly cavity, and you want to get it down in there as much as you can. Okay? And you come out the side just like that. Now you're going to work this guy in there, just gently, pull it all the way through that hole, okay? Now you got that guy hanging there just like that. Then you're going to take this, the toe hook is what this is referred to. You're going to come in on the high side. Now a lot of people would tell you to go through the backbone. I disagree with that. You don't want to go through the backbone, you want to go right next to the backbone where the bones and the muscle are. Going through the backbone can break the bait up and cause it to foul up on you. So then, what you do is you come up right next to that backbone there, and that would be set up and ready to go. You let this hook kind of do its own thing. Some people will tell you you can feed it back through, you can hook it, you can do all this other stuff, and you can, but I found that it kind of just destroys the bait. This is what I found to be most successful, is just let this hook trail on the back there. The big mistake that a lot of people make when they're mooching a herring is to drop it down to the bottom and just leave it there. That's not what you do. You want your bait to be moving. You want a reaction bite from these fish. Now when you're mooching, you drop down to the bottom. The trick is, and it's very simple, is to reel it up slowly. That's all you do. You don't have to do any of this or anything like that, no crazy crap, because all you're going to do is foul up your leader. So when you get out there, you drop your line into the water. You don't just drop it down. You feed it out of the line a little, feed it out a little bit of line, okay? And let the current do what it's going to do. It's going to pull your bait in a direction, wherever the water's going. So you've got your weight here, you've got your current pulling, and it'll pull the bait out, pull your whole leader out, and it'll be way out here, and your weight will be right here. Then you let down. You let down slow, okay? Let it all the way down to the bottom, because if you just drop that thing in the water and let that banana weight go with letting the current, it's just going to helicopter and tie up all around your leader, and then you're going to be going, this is stupid, why am I even out here? You know, if you're like me, you get frustrated sometimes.